Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today we have a quick tip video. This is a tip for, well, it's actually two tips in one. One of them is how to choose which clear mount block to use when you're using photopolymer stamps or even clear mount stamps. And the other one is how to mass produce punching and stamping and that kind of thing. So the other day I showed you this project. This is my customer thank you gifts. They're gorgeous and I love them. And I made a lot of them. I made 120 of them in one go and then found I needed another 50. So I made another 50. That's an awful lot to make. So I wanted to particularly focus on this part of it because I was actually, my tip had been planned to do the stamping, or to talk about the stamping and how I choose my blocks. And then I kind of thought, well, actually just let's cover two things. And in the video, I stamped then punched because I was only making one. I don't when I'm making a lot. I try and do piecemeal stuff as I can. And if you were to stamp, get my stamp. Let me cover the stamp tip first. So, and I need a scrap of white or a scrap of a colour. This one will do. So, if I was to stamp with the block that fits perfectly, which is that one, I'm going to struggle to see round the edge of it. Let me get this on autofocus. I would struggle to see round it because actually I would be seeing the edge of this as well. So go for a bigger stamp. And somebody actually commented, I've posted up some photos, and they said, oh gosh, you've got an awful lot of ink on the edge of your clear block. I think it was a picture of me working in progress. And so you've got a lot of ink on your edge of your block. How does that not affect your stamping? Well, it doesn't, because I'm only stamping in the middle. I'm not going like that. If there was ink on the edge of my stamp, there would be a mess. So this means that I can see through it without any issue. I could line it up perfectly, say that was the shape I was going for. I could line it up perfectly because I can see all the way round the edge. Let me grab another one and give you another example. Just looking for another block. Here's a small block, and that one would fit perfectly on there. But again, I'd be stamping through and going, oh, I can't really see properly. So use one the next size up, bigger than you think you need, and then you can see all the way around the edges. So that's kind of my tip for today. But I also wanted to talk about how I get so many projects done, particularly with, when I'm making, approaching 200 customer thank you gifts, how I come to do it. So I know that I need 2 punches for this particular project. I need a 1.5 and I need the 1 3/4. So 1.5 inches, because I work in inches when I'm doing this, and I know this is 11 3/4. I know I'm going to get 6 from the length of this at least, but definitely 6. So therefore that would mean I'm going to get 4 going that way, 6, 12, 18. I'm going to get 24 punch outs from this one sheet. Now I could punch all the way round and then I'll be left with a bit in the middle. Oh, let me turn autofocus off. I could punch all the way round the edge and then I'd have to cut away the middle bit, but I'm not going to do that. So what I do is I work out the most obvious way to cut it, or to get punch outs without issue. Now, when I'm doing this kind of punching, I'm not overly frugal. For me, it's about getting a nice project out. So, yes, I've got quite a lot of Whisper White left over there. I could use it for other things. It's cost me about 3p for that sheet. I'm not that worried. Now that's no time at all. So that's 12. Let me just get the other ones out. Oh, I went off the edge there. But we'll cover that up with an embellishment. That's 24. Super fast. I didn't even time that. I probably could have done, I probably should have done. This one, 1 3/4 of an inch, I can get 10 out of this. I can get 2 lengths. I can get 4 across, but I can only get 5 up. So let me show you what would happen if I tried to go round the page. So Is anybody counting these? I don't know how many I've done. And that's the other thing, is that I know if I've got 24 from a sheet, I know I can go, well, okay, so I need to make 160, therefore I need X number of sheets. So what do I do now? So, okay, so now what I've got to do is I've got to cut all of these bits, which is, you know, now adding into my time, which, you know, if you're doing just a small number, not a great deal of time, but when you're working with the quantity I do, and others do, because, you know, there's lots of us who make lots of them, this is simpler. And the other thing is that I can keep on top of how many I need to get out of one sheet of cardstock. So therefore, as I said, I don't even know that I've got the right number there. There should be 20, there might be more, there might be less. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So there are 20 there, but that took me longer than doing 24 because I had to stop and fiddle around. But equally, as I said, if I've got to make 120 of them, if I've got to make 120 punch outs, divide it by 24 off a sheet, I know I've got to have 5 sheets of cardstock that I've got to cut in half. And once I've got those, I can watch telly while I'm punching or whatever it is. And here's the other thing, is that I talked about punching and then stamping. When you stamp, if you're stamping at speed, then you might not get the right amount of space between the stamped image that you need to then punch out. Doing it this way means that there is no drama, there is no issue. You're not going to get, you're not going to waste cardstock. You can just stamp and go. So here's my block that I can see all of the way round. Let's get some ink. That one will do, it's handy. And what I can do is I can just look round all of them. I can't actually see overhead properly because the camera's there. But it's just so quick because the punching has been done. I don't need to think about the spacing and the job is done. So if I came back in with another piece of A4 and went, okay, well, I need to be able to fit loads in there, I might put them too close together. Because I'd think, well, you know what? Actually, I can fit 7. That is 7. Just checking. And then I'll come to punch them out and the first couple will be okay. That's great. And that one's reasonably okay. That one's not bad, but we're going to get too close. So it's like, so I've now got a problem there with that one. So hopefully that will help you, because if I stamped and I did, you know, 28 of them, I would find that some of them wouldn't be right and I'd end up with not enough punch outs or, you know, or too many or what have you. So that's how I work and that's why I work in that method. And like I say, we're talking, what is it, £7.50 for a pack of DSP? No, a pack of Whisper White, £7.50 I think, divided by 40 sheets is 18p a sheet. Is that right? Whatever it is, my calculations aren't going wrong, but whatever it is. But the point is, I'm okay with that tiny little bit of waste. It's not a problem to me. So, 2 tips in 1. See, look, I'm all inky around the edges, but it wouldn't affect anything because it's only in the middle that I'm stamping. Anyway, hope they're useful. Thank you ever so much for joining me and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.